just going to call here, and he has proven to be everything we had hoped for. And we have indeed thrown a lot of chips around with him. I'm not sure how many big pots we've thrown back and forth. I'm actually going to get very sticky here. And it's kind of a tough spot, but what I've noticed about him right away is he's like a lot of other maniacs are, where he bets big with his bluffs and slow plays his big hands. And wow, he's really pouring it on here again. He does hate me. And I think I'm going to go ahead and ship it in. While I have some equity, he's shown the ability to fold after making really big bets. And at least I have some equity here when I get called. Well, that was quick. I was hoping that would last a little bit longer. Maybe he'll reload. But I have some good spots to go through in the replayer. And if we need to, we'll pull up a second table. Okay, great. He bought in for more. One interesting thing about that is, I just didn't want to fold the river to him. And at least I get the opportunity to get in with some equity on the turn. I mean, if indeed I am behind. And you'll see what I'm talking about with his ability to bet large and then fold post-flop. We had the queen-queen hand in video 1, where he fired 2 really large barrels and then folded on the turn. And so let's go through what we have on him so far, and I'll do my best to. Okay, so here's the queen-queen hand, and more so than small stake 6 max, I guess this is turning into playing against the Maniac. I tell you what, there's a lot of merit in min raising here, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. These guys to my left are not adjusting to the action at all. IRAQ is kind of adjusting, and so I'm just looking to get in a hand with this guy, kind of build the pot. I'm going to get 3-bet a lot here by him, and that's okay. So here on this hand, if we head to the turn, well, let me get to the flop. I had actually 4-bet here, and so we end up with an SPR2. And against a guy like that on a board like this, yeah, he's gonna have some aces sometimes and stuff, but I can't fold this hand when he's gonna have a lot of other hands. And like I said, I'm gonna get 3-bet a lot, and so I'm just gonna see a flop. Jacks, 6s, and spades. I'm not gonna go anywhere. Now when he checks like that, actually, I expect him to actually have a pretty big hand. He slow played 3 10s, and there's just no way I'm calling here. He slow played 3 10s earlier that I'll show you, and I went ahead and paid him on the river. I did have ace high. I thought it could be good sometimes, and also I wanted to see his hand and get a feel for if indeed he is like a lot of these other maniacs. I'm not going to give him back his money with Jack high. So without telling you all the rest of his hands here, let's just go to it. So SPR2, he bets 40. I went ahead and called. Just wanted to take a peek at the turn. I mean, yeah, his range is large, huge, but if say 8 of clubs, 10 of clubs type stuff come on the turn, and he still was going to put money in, I think I'm probably going to have to really consider folding, I guess. But as it stood, it was an innocuous card and just a real blank, and he almost put me all in, and so I just shoved, and it's $30 some more for him to call, and he actually folded. So he can make some really large bets on the turn with just absolute nothing, and we're going to see that again here. Was I not involved in the hand? I don't know how to work this replayer real well, to be honest. Okay, so I start, and this might have still been in video one. Oh, okay, yeah. And okay. Um, Toss a little semi-bluff out here. This hand here with Ace King, I actually have, obviously I'm just like ecstatic here. We'll see what happens here in this hand with the Ace 6. If he bets, actually, gun I can probably call. It's hard to imagine what he has though, but I think Ace High is going to be good pretty often, and it is. They just don't value bet well, and when they make these big bets, they're just bluffs a lot. So in this spot, oh, I think this was in the video. Yeah, it was. So you can watch, and I'm just ecstatic to call this. You can watch this hand. So let's move forward and find one that's not in the video. So we lost a big flip to him before, and it seems like this time he's not going to be as lucky. Well, let's see if he'll come in again. This is obviously a guy that's worthy of a buddy list and getting email alerts. This guy doesn't know me, and this is a really good spot. I'm actually going to go ahead and stack off. This is a really good spot where this guy probably thinks I'm crazy. You'll see why in a few of these other spots, but I've shown some really, really weak hands. And he can't be certain as to whether or not I'm just adjusting to this guy or if I'm actually a 40-30, you know. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of what my stats would probably look like to him. Now, it's funny because I look at this Jack 7 and I don't know why I folded there. I'd like to have that hand back. The King 2 I did play. I think it's in the video. And important hand. Okay, so this is where we learned a little bit about his, and if he leaves, actually, I'm going to search for him.